Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Stage 2 for Specialized Zwift League. Today we are racing in London again, in Great London's flat. So this particular road is really flat. It's the flattest of the roads in London, as it says in the description. We'll have 31.1 kilometers. On start line, we have registered more than 200 riders in all groups. So, as last week, we have 3 groups, A, C, and E. E group is for women. And we'll be following the racers of A, C, and E group accordingly. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the chat. Doesn't matter from which platform you're looking, from YouTube, Facebook. And don't forget to leave a like button, maybe subscribe to the channel where you're looking at. Really big thanks to our big sponsor Specialized for sponsoring this event. Also, shout out to cycling federations in Baltic states, Latvian Cycling Federation, Lithuanian Cycling Federation, and Estonian Cycling Federation. Thank you for supporting us and using your channels to promote this race in Baltic countries. So today we should have approximately 40 minutes race, especially for the A group. For women's group, maybe a little bit longer. And we'll see how everything goes, because last week, since we have all groups start at the same time, so the start was really powerful with really good temps, really fast temps. So overall speed for all groups were higher than it usually is when groups start in different times. And also today in a race, after last week's race, I got a lot of questions and I will try to answer them. So not only people who wrote the questions to me, but also if there's someone who is wondering about some things, I will answer your questions. And also feel free to write in the comments, like I said. Less than 1 minute till start line. I assume today we'll have pretty much the same start like we had last week, pretty strong and pretty fast. Also today we have John Archibald from Scotland participating in a race. Last week he was kinda not visible from beginning, but in the end he really showed good speed and power. And the race starts. You can see the start line collides from both left and right, and we can already see pretty big what is going on, and already stretching out. See some riders from Latvia, Estonia in front groups, but it's too early to say something. So as you can see, it stretches out a really long tail. It's only because we have a C group and E group also participating in this one, so some C group riders may hang on to the A group and stretch this out a little bit longer. So if you're strong and you feel really comfortable in a start line, so you can try to push out some more juice to hang as long as possible to the A group, so you can get advantage against your opponents in your group. But it takes a lot of effort and a lot of power, so if you try to hold on too long, it may play back to you later in a race. Like I said, this is really flat road, so riders going in groups will have a much bigger advantage than riders who are going solo. So you can see Racing in the front group, Zwift, a lot of Latvian riders in a front group. That's really good. These are Latvians. Lampert from Estonia. So assume like on all flat races, this won't be anything out of order. So what happens usually, everyone tries to stick together. We have like really small climb, 0.2 kilometer with basically no percentage. I think it's 1 or 2%, and maybe someone will try to attack on that position. It's about 20 kilometers in the race, but we'll see. We'll see what's happening. I think the biggest fight will be on a finish line. So like I said, I will try to answer some questions which I received after last week's race. So most common question was about why I don't have each group separate, so I could show them on a live stream separately. So the first thing is that we are trying to provide new concept where all groups start at the same time to kind of try push the limits of each rider, so he has to push a little bit more if he wants to hang on a stronger group for a longer time. The second thing is that if we want to do separate groups with separate functions inside the race, like for now we can see we have a group rider and she's like in position 20, but actually she would be position 1 in A group. So if we want to do separate rankings for each group, we should make separate start for each group and for each riders in a group. And it wouldn't be anything like terrible, but for now it's the start of the season. We don't have so much riders that we could like really separate the groups, and each group could say, yeah, this is really interesting and we are joining this, because for now on a women's category there's only 5 riders. And the next thing is it's technically really hard to do for one person, because we should make like 4 or 3 individual profiles for Zwift, and they should be connected at the same time like I'm doing now, and we should capture like the screen capture what's happening in those groups and stream it on one PC. We could technically do it on one PC with 4 Zwift profiles, but it would be really hard to manage it by one person. So those are the reasons why we don't do that now. Also, I got questions about future plans. Do we plan to make individual races? Yes, we do, and we will have races with time trial bikes, where we will take individual times for riders and sum up the points. So that's coming too, and also King of the Hill and King of the Sprint is also coming. So now in these races we're trying to see how well and how precise we can detect who wins the climb or who wins the sprint, so we can give them points, like virtual points for us, and see how precise it goes and how it would affect overall ranking for the race. Oh, it looks like Arthur Latins with Brown from Scotland is making a little bit heads up and pushing the group a little bit to work. And I can see some other riders are catching up. So no big attack there, but it's actually something. So I think we could see this so-called stomping soon, that we'll see some riders trying to shoot out by smaller groups, like 2-3 riders trying to get away from a group. This should be really interesting, but before that starts, oh, we can see C group rider OpenX in this group too. And also, if we talk about the C group, I got a lot of questions about strength regulations. So we have C group till 3.2 kilograms per wattage, and on previous week race we had some riders who had average more than that. So how it works, we usually allow Zwift.lv to filtrate all the results and see if they alarm us or no about some results which are not validated or they're riding in the wrong category. And for some riders, sometimes it happens that Zwift.lv just don't affect them or can't read out data properly, or something happens. It's hard for me to tell because I don't know how the algorithms work. So then we involve manually me and a few other participants in this project, and we look on the data manually and we decide what to do with this person. So when we do it manually, it doesn't happen like instantly. We have to take time for it because everything has to be solid, and we have to do it by all rules so nobody's offended. So that's why it takes longer. And also a big reminder for people who are riding now and were riding on the last week, we didn't saw their names on the results. So if you don't have a beats per minute or your heart rate monitor, we don't count you in. And also your profile, Zwift profile, has to be connected to the Zwift Power profile. So if you have done those things and everything else is checked, then you will see your result in Zwift.lv. And also a big reminder for people who are riding, don't change your in-game nicknames, because we are now doing name comparison, and if your nickname doesn't match with the nickname you have previously participated in a race, it automatically doesn't count. If it doesn't match, you don't get points. It's like a new rider. So we are doing it systematically. It's not doing we're not doing it manually anymore. So yeah, if you change your nickname different than it was in other races, then there is no one else to blame but you. Let's check what's happening with girls. Looks like Eva Ozana is not in a race tomorrow. Trying to find out what happened there. She shows in Swift Power they can find her in Zwift. Okay. And then we got 9 riders in a group. So you can see Diana Spiridos now. She's the first rider from Baltics. And she's almost 2 minutes behind 2 cyclist from Sweden, Ida Osinonsson. Pretty big gap. Let's see what's happening in the speed group. So Janis Nikus in the speed group is now in front. If I'm correct, he will probably be in the front of group 2. Yeah, like I suspected. Also Normans Milch in front. Robert Birkent also. Now going, Normans going 4.2 watts per kilogram for now, average. Switching to Juris Berzinj, also started to race last year, and if I'm not wrong, he joined in half of the season and he showed really good performance. I remember when he joined, many riders suspected that there is something not clean with him, because he was really sustaining performance and showing really good results through whole races and whole league. So it was really interesting to watch when new faces come in a race and shows a really big fight for other riders. And this year is definitely different because we have a lot of riders from different countries, and I can already see some riders who participated in last week, they are now this week, and they're definitely raising the power cap level for riders, and it's like really competitive this year. We can see some riders on the backside, also fighting for their points. Also a reminder for people who are saying, yeah, I don't want to participate in these Zwift races because I will have to ride solo. So as you can see here, placement 165, and he's not still riding solo. And you can also use the chat commands or built-in commands and talk to someone and tell him, okay, let's go together, let's try to push this one together, and you will always find someone in your strength category, so you won't be left behind, so to say. So we see someone is trying to catch on this group. Let's try to see. Oh, they already catch it. Yep, that's good. Looks like the rider for France. You can see the closest rider is 20 seconds. And then there is 40. Small group in the 40 seconds. Let's check what's there. Oh, and there we have a Swedish girls riders, women riders, and this group is not actually small. We can see a bigger group also behind them, approximately 5 seconds. So if they catch up, they could actually make a pretty good force to move forward. And if they catch up some riders who fall off the first group, they could actually make a pretty good time. And as you can see, the third group is catching up pretty fast, 1 second behind them, so they will probably catch up and will start to push riders who are falling off the group, because you can see in our front group the speed is pretty good, 57-60 kilometers per hour, and they already finished 11 kilometers, so 1/3 of the track already finished. As we can see inside the group, pace are actually pretty okay, 200 watts. That's nothing terrible. 1 second in front. Already 2 second gap, Magnus Leeson from Fusion. Colloquic. Actually pretty strong rider. I think he was cycling last week too, and making a pretty big impact in the middle of the race. Also an elite rider with pretty good results overall in World Series and VR Series. So definitely, of course, it's going to be really careful. But I don't think in this case he can pull off solo like this. The group will definitely push and catch him. So we're closing pretty fast to the first semi-hill, if you so call it, box hill. It's this turn to the left. It usually makes a difference from riders if this group like this is pushing in. It's like really short burst, but if you can't make it, you will fall off and you won't catch it. So it's really important to stay in a group this time and to save strength so you can keep up with the group. Most riders usually just like increase the speed, prepare for this small climb, and to get over it and just continue. I know from experience, if you go really slow on that small climb, if you're already kind of hanging on your last air, then it's really tough. I was just letting say to beer. Copyright. A lot of riders want big beer. Sometimes I think how they have time to write in the chat. That's also a question for Arvel Quickströms. I know that he was using chat messages last year. This reminds me when you look Tour de France or some other big race, when riders are going in peloton, they chat with each other, talk about casual stuff. So this looks something similar. It would be really nice to see how it looks in a person with 5 cam. So group is already reaching almost 16-kilometer mark. So at 18.5, almost at 19, we will have this small climb. Then we will see things change. Really starting to see a lot of riders from Great Britain and Scotland. Really happy to see that the races are going wider and wider. And we can see someone stretching the legs in the front. Again, let's release them. He already did this. Attack, 2-second gap. And I would say he was probably my favorite for winning this race. Everything depends how group will work, because Oliver's group is actually pretty big, and there's a lot of names from riders who shouldn't let Leeson to just run away. I know for sure Arthur Latins will try to catch him, and there are definitely 4 or 5 riders who will follow him and try to catch. It's 4 seconds, and the group will have advantage in these small climbs, because in a group you still get the draft, and overall group speed will be much bigger in a small climb than solo rider. But the time will show. Already 4, 5, 6 second gap. We can see why he's so strong in person, but the gap is decreasing. 3 seconds, and we are really fast closing to the climb. And we can see he's dropping off. I think he's just testing the strength of the group. If he does this in exact time when we go closer to finish line, he should probably win, but I don't think they will make him another easy way out from our group. Just like that, falls back, takes a rest, and prepares for next attack. So the flames mean that the rider on a tron bike is pushing big power, big watts, so tron bike shows flames. I also see some riders from LV Max team. I was follows Martin Jürgensons. Last week race Martin Jürgensons was in 12th position in a group. I wonder where is Emil's rebound. Oh, Emil's Remax 27th place. He's in a front group too. So this is advantage for LV Max team. At least 3 riders. So I assume they're probably using Discord to communicate, and we'll try to make out the best of it. And this race is actually really good for them, since in the Baltic states nobody is really prepared for indoor season yet. Everybody will start to pull out big guns in late November, December, and January. Then we will see like this true performance from most of these riders. Oh, sorry, flames are from Firestock. Sorry, yeah, I forgot about the Firestock. Yeah, my bad. That's not from a clone bike. Yeah, now when you mention it, I remember about the socks. I forgot about it. So yeah, my correction. So the flames doesn't come out from a chrome bike; it comes from a sock. You could reach them at level 50, but I'm not sure. It wasn't like limited time when you could get these socks, or you can still get. So now we are watching Martin Jürgensons. He's Latvian national esports cycling champion last year. Now we're going on second climb of the ladders. Really small but steep hill. You can see everyone water going just skyrocketing. So now we have a quick glimpse for C group. You can see they're 2 minutes behind, but they show in the front. So this was like the prime example what I was talking what Zwift have to fix. If they're like somewhere close behind these walls or these houses, like in a map, we can still see them, and they will show up as leaders of the race. So this is the thing I've been talking for, I don't know, 3 years already. It should be fixed, so you can't switch to players, riders who are behind. Because if something like this happens on a finish line, it's extremely hard to catch the riders who are going for finish and not mess it up. They're really hard. Because for anyone wondering how I do this, I just click with the mouse on the names for riding in a group. If some specific rider, I know he's not in the front group, but I want to check how what's happening with him, I can use Zwift companion app, but it's not as efficient and fast like just clicking with a mouse. Oh, here it happened again. Okay, he's doing another attack. I was wrong again. But I wouldn't call this one attack. He's just going a little bit over medium, like average phase. .5 kilometers. We're really getting close to the end of the race. Why just all grew? Probably he was targeting some riders so they don't jump with him and don't try to run away from a group and to make attack. I think many riders are still preparing. Today's a group ride. Also Archibald from Scotland, Continental team rider. So you can see Eval's Palos also looks like doing really well in the group. Cadence is just about 80-85. Pulse 130. Going on approximately 250 watts. Andres Lil was the fastest rider last week in 11th place. He was the fastest rider from Baltic states. Do we have some attack again? Yep, he's doing attack again. Nobody follows him. Although we see Artur Sisilatin's going for it. He's trying to push for it. Will he make it? That's the question here. So 1 second gap. We can see the Semin is also trying to follow, and the group is stretching out, but maybe Artur can make it. Yeah, he definitely catched Leeson. The question is not anymore. So this is actually pretty good. 2-3 more riders, and this could evolve in pretty good attack because it's 27.3 kilometers in a race. I think most of the group are already tired from this race and not ready to really attack. They just want to sustain in a group. Olibet asking why the season started so fast. So the reason for season start so fast is because we want to be prepared for when the actual season starts and everyone is ready to cycle and Zwift. So we better start a little bit early. Last year we started on 28th, I think, of October. So we are just starting 3 weeks faster so we can get everything tuned and ready for whole season for national championships. There's always some bumps there and now we have to figure out. We have another attack, 2 seconds. Going 7.7 watts per kilogram. We can see Leeson is also trying to join this one. You see this one is an opportunity. Also Semyon, it looks like Arthur Sishlatin says didn't see this one or the juice is not there. And they're trying to make another attack. Let's see what's happening there. You can see from the group, it doesn't look like the group want to catch on. Or do they? Yeah, they do. They definitely don't want to let them go. That's the proper thing what to do here. But Leeson will definitely try to catch the front. He won't let the Lind go away because it's 29.2 kilometers. So now we have actual possibility that someone could just go away and win this race solo. We have seen this in last seasons. I think it was 2 seasons ago. Kopger, I think, won the race like this, or almost won the race like this, when he all of a sudden from nowhere just pushed out really big bullet and run away from a group. And I think he was like 1.5 meters before finish line, and then chaser group just catched him. But he was actually a really big potential for winning, and I couldn't see that on a whole season. But like one race, he just did that. And it just happened. Oh, we can see Archibald joining the fight like he did last week, also in the end of the race. He was like really chilling in a group, and then all of a sudden he also made really good appearance and joined the leader group. Those 9 riders who led half the race and eventually went to finish line. So 2 seconds behind Lind, and he's really pushing for it. He's really pushing. He has already hit back the group, so he's on his way to catch Lind. And this could actually prove to be a really good tactic, because I think Lind has already pushed out a lot of juice, don't have any more strength left in his legs, and we can see that Archibald is coming in. And Lind should try to catch behind Archibald. He should try to do it. It's 1 kilometer will finish, less than 1 kilometer will finish, and I don't think the group can catch them. Lind just has to like make everything happen, and he has to push, I don't know how hard, but he has to stick to Archibald's back, because if he falls back, the group will catch him. And now we are on the end of the race. We can see this sprint section, and Archibald is going for it. Oh, Lind is going for it. Okay. We're like really closing the finish line. This was actually really nice, really nice. So Lind made a really good comeback in the end. He took the first position and he won. John Archibald in a second place. I couldn't catch which one was in a third position. And I think there was a much bigger fight on the end for third position than it was for first and second position, although Lind's attack was a really big surprise. He managed to pull it out, and I think Jonas Mitchell should be winner for C category, because he was with the front group all the time, but we will see some results only in a few minutes, 5 minutes. So I have to check what's happening with women's category. So Swedish women's are still in front, and the gap is 7 minutes till closest follower in third place, Bianca Ursus. And from Baltic standing point, Diana Spiridowska is the fourth place, but the first from Baltics. And closest competitor 4 minutes, almost 5 minutes. So really spread out, girls, really spread out. And as I could see, girls from Sweden were holding really good in front of the C group. So here we can see Ida Jansson going to the finish line too, really close, like I said, with the C group, and they have collected some riders from E group to fall off from the group. As we saw in the start, it's stretching out pretty huge tail, and a lot of riders fall back. Although I should say that this race for Baltic riders was actually really good. A lot of riders from Baltic states hold to the front of the race in the first group, so we should see really big points if we are looking at overall ranking. So second place, as I can see by the Zwift power, second place is falling back like 2 minutes. So in terms of women category, there won't be any surprises. The only thing that can happen to change this if someone gets disconnected from a race, and I really doubt that will happen. And as we can see, she is going on a finish line, and there is no problem with it. So first place in women's category secured. Congratulations on that one. And as you can see, a lot of C group riders and A group riders also finishing this race. Really good job. So from Zwift Power, like I'm usually saying, full results will be public on Zwift.lv in few days, 2 or 3 days. So these results, what I'm saying now, are kind of unofficial results. So first place, Martin Lind, really good race there. I think he really outplayed John. So John Archibald from Scotland, second place, and Mikael Semi from U22 team on a third position. And what's really not surprising, but I'm really happy about it, fourth position Martin Jürgensen from LV2 Max team. Fifth place Andreas Lill, what secured him really good points. Martin Jürgensen are now I think on top 10 of the leaderboard, like really stable points for them. And then what we have then, 6th place Nathan Miller from America, Emil Rybak 7th place, Artur Sysliatinson in 8th place, also really good points. 9th place Martin West, and 10th place Matthias Leeson. Matthias Leeson, we remember, he was making these attacks on a group. He was trying to get away from the group on the race, and we saw in some chat message that nobody tried to get away with him. So with a B group, C group. Oh, in C group I was wrong. In a C group, Dan Beam from America, first place. Second place Robert Bitkans. Third place Armand Upinieks from LV2 Max team. Oh, and fourth place Janis Michels. I was really confident that Janis Michels will take the first position. Today I'm getting stuff wrong all the time. So fifth place Norman Koch from Germany. Sixth place Normunds Nuch, 7th Team Spele. Then we have rider from Ukraine, Alexei Kulukov, Henrik, Nile, Sebo Sabonis, and the last Mika Gonzo. So that's for the C group. And for E group, like I said, there is, oh, we can see this is the second place actually for women's, and we can see there's barely any juice left, and as we can see there is no beats per minute. I don't know if that's a technical problem or something else, but if you don't have heart rate monitor, you're not counted in the points. So for not for official but for out, it should be that Ida Osiansson is the first. Then second place should be Bianca Bronsus. She's still in track. Third position Diana Spiridowska. Fourth Patricia Vendina. Although she could be still fighting with Linda Elina. We will try to just see Linda Elina Austroma. We'll see what's happening there. This should be one of the last big fights. So Linda Elina Austroma, 30 seconds behind Vendina. So we're not quite sure for the finish for ladies, full overall finish. So stay tuned, join us next week, same time, same place. And for results after 2 days, Zwift.lv. I hope you enjoyed this one because I definitely did. And see you next week.